Okay, I'm just gonna try to improvise some comedy now. So I don't know. Should I start like a whole new motif for this? I remember I was talking when I had some improvised comedy before. I was talking about how like okay, so we were in New York, and then I was just kind of like in a taxi cab, and we were driving around New York, and then all of a sudden we saw Danny DeVito, and then okay, so he gets in the taxi cab with us, and it's me and a prostitute in the taxi cab, and then all of a sudden Danny DeVito climbs in. So he's in the cab with us, Danny DeVito, me, and a prostitute. And so we're driving around New York, and I'm talking to Danny DeVito, and I'm trying to think of what to say. I'm in the presence of greatness. Danny DeVito, he may not be a very large man in stature, but his talent is gigantic. And so I'm in the taxi cab with Danny DeVito, and I'm trying to think of what I'm sure looking at him dead eyed, and I'm trying to think of what to say. It's like I have so many movies that I've enjoyed of yours. Throw Mama from the Train, that was a great fucking movie. Then also I saw what he was great on Taxi. Uh, Where Are the Roses? Remember that movie? Then he was also in what else was he in? He was in. You know what they should have done? They should have put Danny DeVito in a cameo role for Cheers because he's married to Rhea Perlman, isn't he? Which I always thought was like a really perfect couple because they're just both kind of like wacky and devious and sarcastic and funny. And so I thought they made a great couple for that reason. But I thought, like, why didn't they? That was a perfect opportunity. They should have given like a walk-on role on Cheers, Danny DeVito on Cheers. I actually think he's like a better actor than everybody on that show. But anyways, um, but they should have given him a role on Cheers. He would have been so funny, or at least like a cameo, like a walk-on role. Or that's what they should do. They should do a mock two of Cheers. But maybe it doesn't have to be in Boston. Maybe it could be like in another place. And this time, let me pick the cast. Okay, Danny DeVito is going to be in it. I think Rhea Perlman should be in it again. I think I should be in it. I think Alec Baldwin should be in it, and I think let's put Woody Harrelson in it too. Okay, I think he should reprise his role as Woody. He was just Woody on the show, wasn't he? Um, I should be on the show. Winona Ryder should be on the show. Um, see who else gets to be on the new Cheers. How about Katy Perry? Put Katy Perry and Billie Eilish. She should be on Cheers too. So who have yeah, so yeah. I know that I don't know if they do any acting, but maybe we could teach them how to act. I mean, then not only will they be like these like huge pop stars in the music world, but they could be like actors too. Just think of how amazing that would be if they crossed over into the acting world and became huge successes that way. Or is that going to make people too jealous? No, big deal. Okay, so anyways, put them in the movie too, Katy Perry and Billie Eilish. Um, so okay, so what do I got so far? So the role of Diane Chambers. You remember Diane Chambers from Cheers? I think that role could be taken over by Billie Eilish. Okay, she could be Diane. Okay, so what was the character? What is like the profile of the character Diane? She's like a pseudo intellectual, but I actually think Billie Eilish is not a pseudo intellectual. She's a real intellectual. Like she's actually really a pretty intelligent girl, and she's not just like a pseudo intellectual. She's actually well, that I mean, as far as I know. Anyways, and then, but actually, no, not to take anything away from Diana Chambers because she actually was pretty smart. But I read something about the show, and she plays the character she plays is supposed to be pseudo intellectual, but I actually really wasn't pseudo intellectual. She was a real intellectual. But anyways, I'm digressing. But that role could be filled by Billie Eilish. She could be Diane Chambers, and I could be Ted Danson. So we won't put Ted Danson in the new version of it, but we'll put Woody Harrelson in it. And we'll find another job for Ted Danson. Maybe he could be like a stagehand or something. Um, and he's not mad now, is he? Okay. And okay, so and I'll play the Ted Danson role. I just have to lose about 60 pounds. Okay, let's see. And then so Coach can be played by Johnny Depp. Let's see. So he'll play that role. Um, And then let's see, Norm Peterson, the fat guy, the great George Wendt. That could be played by. Why don't we just find a guy who doesn't have any acting experience, but he's just fat and a guy who's both fat and funny, and he could be the new, you know, Norm and on Cheers. And then Winona Ryder, which role does she get? Well, if I'm Ted Danson, then Winona. Wait a minute. Then Winona Ryder should be Rebecca because she looks more like Rebecca than Diane Chambers. So she would be Rebecca, and we're always flirting with each other. And see, so it's Winona Ryder as. So let's get this straight. But then wait a minute. I said Billie. No. Okay, so Billie Eilish is Diane Chambers. Winona Ryder is Rebecca. Whatever. Was it Rebecca what? I don't know. I forgot. Anyway, so it's Rebecca, played by Winona Ryder. Diane Chambers, played by Billie Eilish. Oh, what about Katy Perry? What role is she going to be on the new Cheers? How about da, 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 da. Making your way in the world today takes everything you've got. Taking a break from all your worries sure would help a lot. Wouldn't it be nice to get away? Sometimes you want to go where everybody knows your name, and they're always glad you came. You want to be where you can see our troubles are all the same. You want to know where everybody knows your name. You want to go where people know people are all the same. You want to go where everybody knows your name. I should learn that song on piano. Okay, so Katy Perry, what's she going to be in the new version of Cheers? Maybe we should make it like a theatrical version of Cheers, not on TV, but on like a stage, like at the Steppenwolf Theater in Chicago, and also in an LA theater, and a New York theater, and a San Francisco theater. 4 different places with 4 different sets of cast members. Okay. And on this one particular cast member, it would be all the cast members that I mentioned. Okay. So Katy Perry, she would be. I'm trying to think. What were some of the more primary cast members on Cheers? Maybe we'll make up a new cast member to be played by Katy Perry. I mean, if Diane Chambers, no, you know what? Maybe Katy Perry should be giant Diane Chambers, and Billie Eilish should be. See, now I find myself in a little bit of a conundrum. Who should play what? I don't want anybody to be resentful as to the choice of role that I choose for each of these cast members. I actually think, I don't know. What do you think? Who should be Diane Chambers? I know Rebecca should be Winona Ryder, but who should be Diane Chambers? Should it be Katy Perry? Um, Let me see. Billie Eilish. But wait a minute. But then I gave Billie Eilish the role of Diane Chambers. I want her to be mad. Wait a minute. And then, Katy Perry. So, I know art imitates life. And just remember, this is a fictional play. And it's still just a fictional play. And I want it to be construed and interpreted as such. And so the roles that I give each of these characters do not necessarily reflect the the social dynamic that I have between these real life people. So what if there was like, okay, if Winona Ryder played Rebecca and then Katy Perry played like a competing love interest, but I'm in love with Winona Ryder, don't get me wrong. So I'm just trying to make the script interesting. So I'm thinking out loud. Katy Perry could be some kind of like competing love interest, but I'm in love with Winona Ryder. But let's see. Katy Perry she'll be the competing love interest, and Katy Perry, the competing love interest. Just to make it interesting for the script. Real life is different. Katy Perry's married. She has a baby. She's taken. So, anyways, so um, what I mean to say is, so what's the name of the character? So let's call the character Katy Perry. It'll be like the real life Katy Perry crossing over into the realm of fiction. Into the realm of fiction, because like within this script, in within our imaginations, we know who Katy Perry is, and she exists in that realm too. And so um, we'll have a character that's like drawn from reality, and it's Katy Perry. And that'll be her name for the show too, Katy Perry. Everybody else will have like the names of the original characters. It'll be like, I said that Rebecca was going to be Winona Ryder, and well, I said Billie Eilish. Yeah, she'll be Diane Chambers, even though she doesn't look anything like her. But okay, so Ted Danson's a stagehand. He helps us with just kind of like getting the set ready. He's very adept at like some of these handyman things. He's a behind the scenes guy. He's really good with his hands. He's a great handyman. He knows like how to like get people coffee, and he knows how to run for donuts and stuff like that. And he's also good with like being a stagehand. He's good with lighting and everything. He can change a light bulb. He can, and he can also he's good with other stuff. He's a smart guy. He knows. I don't want to paint myself into a corner. He's good with props and lighting, and he's even good with like writing scripts and everything. But I don't know if we're going to let him do that. Anyways, but Ted Danson. Anyways, Ted Danson. He's a great actor. In real life, he's a great actor. I know he is. He's funny. He's a great actor. So I'm a fan of him. I'm horsing around. This is what it's going to be for the new Cheers. It's going to be in 4 different cities: Chicago, San Francisco, LA, and New York. It'll be a stage adaptation of it. Okay, I'll write the script. I'll write the music. We'll use the original. We're going to use the original music that the theme song, because I think that's a great song. Was it written? The script was written by Charles Burrows, wasn't it, or something like that? But what was that theme song written by? Anyways, I remember watching that show when I was growing up. It was a great show. Anyways, so whatever. Okay, so let me think. So now, what about Danny DeVito? We said he was gonna. We said Johnny Depp was gonna be Coach on the show. So he was going to play I know he doesn't look anything. He's a much better looking guy than him. But okay. But I'm just trying to make it funny too. So, let me see. Who else is going to be on the show? Um, let me see. So, so that's going to be the new Cheers. It's going to be, theatrical adaptation of it. Uh, hmm. And I think it's good that we're gonna keep Ted Danson on as a stagehand because I think he is a pretty good stagehand. Um, oh, Danny DeVito. He should be. He should be. He should play. He should play the role of Frasier. That was originally played by Kelsey Grammer, and it'll be Danny DeVito instead. I know it's perfect, isn't it? They look a lot alike. Um, Kelsey Grammer, another stagehand, perfect. So Kelsey Grammer and Ted Danson will be the stagehands, and let's see. Danny DeVito will play the role originally played by Kelsey Grammer, Fraser Crane. That'll be Danny DeVito, and then I thought of another great idea. So Danny DeVito is going to be he'll play the role of Fraser Crane, and after like maybe 10 years of doing this show, 20 years of doing the show, however long we're going to do it, then we'll have a TV version of Frasier, but this will be played by Danny DeVito. He'll be Frasier, the talk show host in Seattle, played by Danny DeVito. He'll be Frasier. I mean, I think not only do they look almost exactly the same, but they have like very similar personalities. And I think Danny DeVito can fill his shoes, don't you? Anyways, what else? Okay, so I got this pictured in my mind. I've got it figured out. It's going to be a theatrical adaptation of Cheers. Um, and maybe, um, hmm. Okay, I'm going to go eat dinner. Good night.